I haven't done a whole lot of guitar stuff on my YouTube channel. I'm finding that more and more of my subscribers and followers on YouTube and Instagram are musicians, so I feel comfortable doing more music content. So I'm gonna be sharing more of my music stuff with you, and I hope you enjoy it. If not, leave me some comments and be like, hey Birdsnake, I miss when you used to go to the thrift store and try on sunglasses. So in the time that I've been making videos, I haven't talked about it much because I haven't really been doing it. But one of my main hobbies in life for years had been electronics. Building guitar pedals, building guitar amps. I used to build guitar pedals for people, and I've made probably 100 for myself. I mean, a lot. I've been through a lot. The amp I play every night on stage, I built myself. It's a copy of Dumble 124, and then I ended up tweaking it more toward Dumble 183 in the preamp, but not the power amp. I took a twin reverb, took everything out of the chassis except for the transformers, then built it from the ground up. It's a buffer, that's a Mutron, there's a fuzz pedal back here Amanda and I built. A distortion that's made to sit on top of the amp. I built it when my dad used to teach guitar, so he could set it on top of his teaching amp. This is 2 silicone fuzz faces. One more like the EJ style and one more like a Hendrix tone. Super feedback or distortion needs to be repaired. It works, but it has a lot of static. Oh, here's the germanium fuzz face. Octavia Rangemaster. This is a, to be honest, I want to say this is a tube screamer, but I'm not positive. I'm not positive. It could possibly be a clone of a full-tone OCD. But now I'm thinking this is a tube screamer. One of them might be a copy of a Jordan Boss Tone. We're gonna open these up in a second and find out. This is the most awesome tremolo ever. It's called a Tremulous Loon. Basically every tremolo sound you could ever want to possibly come up with is right there in that. This is a clone of a Ross compressor with the release mod. Pretty awesome. Let's open these up and find out what they are. It says it's a TS-808 with a clipping switch, so it's a tube screamer. It says I first boxed it up in 2006. It's just all kind of crammed in there. Not the most pro build ever, and it's kind of suspect how close the circuit board is to the power supply, but I've been playing it on stage for 5 years, so this one works just fine. Oh, and look, the clipping switch, instead of being mounted where you can switch it from outside of the box, it's just set one way and stuffed in there. Alright, let's see what's in this one. What? My first driver's license. Okay, it says it's a tone bender, but it's not. It's a clone of a clone. That's what this is. This is my favorite overdrive pedal with my amp. This is a fantastic overdrive pedal. Klon is a famous guitar pedal that's super expensive. Fantastic overdrive pedal. Let's put that back together just like it was. So I loved this tone bender. I need to find the circuit board and box it up. Alright, let's take it to the next level and look at my closet. This is my junk closet. No shame. Here's like my pedal graveyard. That is an effects loop buffer. No labels, so this is input and out, input and send, or if this is input and send, I don't know. Oh, here's another Octavia. This one works great, but I guess I sacrificed the knobs for something else. Here's a boost. I want to say this is like a clone of a full tone fat boost, or it might be the AMZ mini boost. This is a pickup simulator, so that if you have a buffer in your line, that you put this before your fuzz pedals and it won't sound like there's a buffer. This used to be a 4-knob overdrive, then I think it was a fuzz, I don't know. Ooh, this is a clone of the fuzz from Rolling Stone's Satisfaction. We'll open this up and look at it in a minute. Wow, this was like my fuzz lab. I had like compressor, a clone, and a tube screamer, and then a Jordan Boss Tone, a germanium fuzz, and a silicone fuzz. I want to say this is a chorus pedal. I'm not sure anymore. This is a digital delay I built based on the Reboot delay schematics. It's pretty good. And then this is 2 MOSFET boosts in 1 box. This was one of my first effects projects. There's nothing in there now, but it was a mini boost, AMZ mini boost. Here's a fuzz face I was working on for a while. I never finished it because I didn't find the right enclosure for it. Never found the right enclosure for this specific one. It's functional, but it's more of an art piece, something that I think is cool looking. Down here, parts for fuzz pedals only. Spare input and output jack, stuff like that, switches. Randoms. Look at that. Apparently that's a germanium fuzz. That's the circuit board of an optical compressor. Box of tubes. Some space blankets. This whole box is full of guitar pickups. I think that's about it. Okay, this is a clone of Maestro FZ1, which is the Satisfaction fuzz. I don't remember if I built it point to point in there or what. Let's find. To me, the purpose of DIY was never to never really to make stuff for cheap. It was to make stuff how I wanted it. Using a box like this was never on my list of things. But when I boxed this up, I had just had this laying around, and I thought, yeah, I'll use it. Okay, let's see. Oh, there it is. That's a Maestro FZ1. The fuzz, they call it the fuzz tone, Maestro fuzz tone. That's the guy right there. This is how they got that sound for Satisfaction in the Stones. Awesome. I believe behind this board is a AAA battery. This thing runs on a AAA battery. That's ridiculous. I'm sure that battery's dead. Let's box it back up. So you might be thinking, Birdsnake, why are you showing me all this stuff? Well, the reason I'm showing you all this stuff is because I created a space in my studio room to work on electronics again, and I've been building a guitar amp. If you've been watching me for long, you've seen the evolution of this room. It is pretty packed in here now, but it's kind of like everything I could possibly need. And here it is. Bam. I am working on a copy. I'm working on a copy of a Dumble Overdrive Special. Most guys don't get the faceplate with the Dumble name on it, and honestly, when I bought this chassis like 2 years ago, and the ones with the blank there were not available at the time. So I'm actually kind of glad. People are constantly like, hey man, what's that amp? And I have to be like, oh, it's a copy of a Dumble. Have you ever heard of that? Blah, blah, blah. Which is fine. I don't mind educating the world about great tone, but my amp is built in a twin chassis. A lot of people are like, oh, what's that amp? It looks like a twin reverb. And I have to be like, wait, it's not a twin, it's a copy of a Dumble. I just built it in a twin chassis. So at least people will know it's something different from what they're used to. I've been documenting this amp build on Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, I have a little highlights reel from back before I had soldered the preamp board in. Most of the preamp's done, most of the controls are soldered up, the relay boards are in, the preamp tube sockets are soldered. At this point, I'm gonna start working on the power section. Any parts I don't have are in the mail on the way to me, except for the transformers, which I need to order right away. So that's something that's been missing in my life. I haven't had a space to work on electronics. So when I have to do a repair, what I've been doing is bringing my stuff out to the dining table and working on that, and then putting everything up when I'm done. And then getting it back out the next day if it's something that takes more than one day. That's no way to work on an electronics project when you have to put up your tools and get them back out. You need to be able to leave everything there overnight if you need to. So I'll keep you guys updated on my amp build progress, and when I finally get it finished, I'll play it for you. Anyway, I just really wanted to share what's going on in my life right now, and a lot of my spare time when I'm not at the mattress store, I am soldering and working on electronic stuff. And playing guitar. I've been playing guitar a lot lately. Which I go through phases where I don't practice much, and then I'll get into it, and right now I'm into it. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm Birdsnake, thanks for watching.